Yo, what's up, folks? Y'all should know the deal. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to The Empire, where we like to engage with everybody from pastors to actors, rappers to trappers, and everybody in between. And guess what? Today is another great guest on, so y'all are going to enjoy it. I guarantee it. If y'all didn't know, my name is Antonio the Miles. I am your host for today. And like I said, we have another great guest in today. And he's an artist, hip-hop artist, producer, musician, we could say. But we'll let him tell us more about his life and his story. And that gentleman's name is Eugene O'Neil. Welcome to The Empire, Eugene.
How you doing, brother, man? I appreciate you having me, man. Thank you.
Man, I'm grateful, man. So glad to have you, bro. How's your day been so far?
It's been good, man. Like I said, I got a 1-year-old, man. So running around with her, trying to get her settled all morning, man, is that's the daily task, man.
That part, have you seen people with their parents and they put like their child on a leash?
I've seen that, man. I have seen that.
What's your thoughts on that? It's like, hey, baby, I'm just gonna tie you to a tree for a second, let you do your thing.
For the kids that need it, yeah. But nah, my baby, she just being a baby, man. But but for the kids that need it, hey, you know what? Do what you got to do to help you be sane as a parent.
That part, you know what it reminded me of? I remember Cat Williams had a joke saying about how he's like the reason why your child turned out to be a serial killer is because you had it tied up like a dog the whole time. Yeah. Something along those lines. It reminded me of that joke. Shout out to Cat Williams. We'll get you on here soon, Cat.
Amen.
But it's been a good weekend for you. Today's Monday. You had a good weekend, man?
Yeah, I had a great weekend. I got to spend a lot of time with some family. My daughter got to see some family she never seen before. It was really cool weekend, man. Yesterday I kind of just chilled out. I'm a big anime fan, so I kind of just binged out on some anime yesterday. And to keep my sanity, I play. I do play video games from time to time. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes it's good to I call it like let the brain go dumb. Like you don't have to think about anything. You just like kind of go.
Mm-hmm.
I got two things for you, right? And we're gonna get right into the show. So I've been seeing people post this like list of like animes. Have you seen this thing going around?
Oh yeah, I just saw that actually. Yeah.
Okay. So what anime are you watching right now?
Right now the Ninja Kamui that's on HBO is I'm like stuck on that right now, man. I know the new Boruto series is coming back, so I want to start binge watching that again too, because the new story arc, from what I've been seeing, is kind of crazy. It looks really dope. And then what's another one that I really want to jump into? I just kind of like Demon Slayer. I got into it a little bit. I'm trying to like finish other ones, but Demon Slayer is one that I want to jump into.
Yeah, I fuck with Demon Slayer. That one got me. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let you do that. But you know what it reminded me of? It made me think about anime that kind of looks more like us and representative of us.
Yeah.
And I think you worked with a gentleman named Nicholas Gray. Shout out to Nicholas.
My boy.
Right. And I think he was talking about making like an anime. And so it just got my mind thinking like, man, it'd be cool to see Nicholas do his thing and then people like us collaborating with him and just making a big whole like another genre or like, you know what I mean, in that world, in that realm.
I would, man. Anytime that I get a chance to work with Nicholas Gray, I love it, because the guy's so brilliant. He's such a genius, and he looks at things very differently, and I appreciate that about that dude. Extremely creative.
Yeah, shout out to you, Nicholas. Shout out to you, Eugene. But we're here for you today, man. I guess I have to ask really quick before we go down this rabbit hole. What game were you playing?
I was playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm a huge Final Fantasy VII fan since '96, bro. So yeah, that's me.
Bro, it's so crazy how I remember what it used to look like back on Sony, like PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And what it is now is just...
It's mind-blowing, bro. And that's one of those things where like I said, in life, for me, like there's only a few things that I told myself when I get older in life. Like once I get to a point to where I feel I'm comfortable in my career, I told myself, said, look, yo, I'm just gonna take like a 2-month to 3-month break, shut off everything, and just play all the games that I've ever wanted to play, and just shut off from the world. So I'm fairly close to doing that.
Oh man, that's a beautiful life. That's a beautiful life right there. Out to you. Well, Eugene, for people who may not know who you are, man, and things that you do, can you please tell all of us who you are and the things that you do, my brother?
Absolutely, man. But again, I'm Eugene O'Neil. I'm from Rialto, California. Born in South Central. But my mom decided to move me out of a situation where, you know, living would have been was a lot better.
Gotcha.
So
You can be real with us, bro. It's okay.
Nah, yeah, well, man, yeah, I live in South Central, bro. I live in 60 Hood growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it wasn't. I mean, where I lived at, it wasn't too crazy, but you know, surrounding neighborhoods and stuff like that, man. I mean, I saw my first burning car in the middle of our street when I was a kid. So, you know, it's just one of those things that you know, my parents just you know, got me out of just took me away from him. So, which was cool. I had an older brother too, so you know, he was kind of getting heavy in that situation. So it was just better for us. So, like I said, from moved to Rialto, been in music pretty much my entire life. I was in a choir coming up. You know, started like with a couple of my friends. You know, we started like little R&B groups here and there. You know, just musically talented, like kind of just my whole life, man. But I didn't really start taking it serious till I was in high school. And I was a big sports kid. Played basketball, played football. You know, normal kid stuff. But I was really trying to pursue a career in sports, but obviously it didn't move that way. But in high school, I say about around junior high, I got with some homies. It was they introduced me to FL Studios, which excuse me, it was called Fruity Loops back in the day. It was actually Fruity Loops like 3.5, extremely like brand new to the block. So yeah, I really, that's really how it was birthed, man. So from like 11th grade, I'd always go to the homie's house and we start making beats. We'd all start freestyling together, you know, having my first battles with those dudes, and then kind of just growing into, you know, the whole art. And where I really started to take it serious, I was about 18 years old now. And a friend of mine, man, we just kind of just linked up and decided to create an album. Excuse me. It's called Barclay Smith. So my very first album was with a friend of mine named Marcus. And you know, I kind of just went from there, bro. I bought an MPC 1000 when it first came out when I was 19, and then my boy, he bought a Triton. So we were just like, you know, really just trying to do what we saw on TV, like, because we saw like, you know, the Fade to Black stuff. We see like Pharrell and Just Blaze and Kanye making beats, so we would just like try to imitate the equipment that they had, and then, you know, see what we can do from there. So, brother, it's been a fun journey, man. From really starting to learn how to make beats to now, after like, you know, how the whole 10,000 hours thing, man. Like, you really don't understand you've gone through 10,000 hours until like a lot of like everything that you thought was kind of hard in the beginning. It just comes natural now. Like, things just kind of just flow with you, you know? So, bro, it's been a fun journey, man. I can't front, man. I can't front. And I wouldn't take it for, I wouldn't switch up for anything.
I love that. 10,000 hours. You believe in that? It's true?
No, I 100%, man.
Yeah.
And I feel I've been past that threshold years ago, but like once you get it, it's almost like you're more confident in everything that you do. And especially in the music, bro, you feel way more confident in speaking about it. You know, as an artist, to a lot of families, even to a lot of friends, like, it's kind of taboo talking about, you know, oh, I'm a rapper, or I'm a, you know, people kind of felt ashamed to claim that, because it's such a hard industry to get into, and people think it's just people having dreams and stuff like that that just aren't attainable. But once you get past them 10,000 hours, in my opinion, that all that stuff kind of just goes out the window. It's more like, yeah, I'm an artist. Yeah, I'm a rapper. Yeah, it's what I do. I make money doing this, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have a job, I have a job. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, I do believe in that 10,000 hours for sure.
I like that. You know, it reminds me of I was listening to shout out to Myron Golden. He's a business coach, and he talks about like when you master something, like mastering something is like when you do something that's high level, but you kind of do it effortlessly and it still comes out high quality. And the example he uses is like, he's like, you tied your shoes this morning, right? But did you realize you tied your shoes?
Right.
He's like,
exactly.
He's like, you mastered that. Like, you do it without thinking. You can just knock it out effortlessly and get the product done and stuff like that. You know,
gotta know your kung fu, man.
That part, man. Tai Chi all day.
That part.
Tai Chi all day. You know, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I wanted to inform people. So people, if you guys didn't know, when he said 60, he's referring to a crip game called the Rolling 60s. All right, that's what he meant. When he mentioned MPC, MPC is like a music production station that you could do to make beats, cycle, and stuff like that. Triton is a keyboard that you use to connect to the MPC. Just to connect everybody who may not understand the terms that he was using, just to make sure everybody knows what's going on. And I just want to connect you guys all.
Thank you for doing that, bro. Again, like I said, but when we're able to like kind of flow and get into that flow state, bro, like you forget to kind of break things down. That's really dope. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course. You know, I like to think that not everybody knows everything, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to, you know, I don't know.
Don't want to assume. Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of things I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you mentioned the anime like Baratu, and I'm like, is that like related to Naratu? And so I was just going on this rabbit hole, you know what I mean? But I want to say for everyone who's just joining us live, I want to thank you. I want to thank Eugene too. But if you guys are joining, we are talking with Eugene O'Neil today. He's an MC based out of Rialto. He just talked about a little bit of how he got into it, and we're going to get a little bit more deeper into it. But if you guys are watching, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We got amazing, great guests just like Eugene in here today. So Eugene, let's say for people who've never heard your rap style, how would you define your style, man?
You know, that's crazy. I used to kind of have an issue being able to answer that because I didn't want to. For me now, I have my own style, so I'll say this: I took bits and pieces from a lot of artists, So I can't like. It's hard for me to say, oh, I sound like this or I'm in that genre because I feel like I've grown enough and I've gotten to a point to where I'm my own self now. And like, so it's hard for me, it's hard to kind of put my music in like with a Kanye or a Drake or something like that. But if I were to say something like I said, it would probably be in that realm of artistry. But I mean, I do everything, bro. I got West Coast, I got super West Coast music, man. I got pop music, I have like borderline country pop music, man. And it's just, so it's like, for me, it's a little hard to kind of put to say, oh, I sound like this pocket of music. I'm fairly universal, man. Like, so yeah, it's kind of hard, brother. Yeah. I would say, man, like, like you can bring up a Drake, you can bring up a Kendrick Lamar, you can bring up what's that boy's name? Ty Dolla $ign. Love Ty Dolla $ign. Blast, like any hell, Tori Kelly. The girl is one of the best singers I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
So yeah, bro, it's like I'm very universal, brother. Very, very universal. And it's unfortunate, like it's hard to put a name on that genre.
Got you. Yeah, I always feel like that question when I ask people, it kind of gets people stuck. Because I think it's two things. I think a lot of people don't want to be defined as one thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think it's just like a difficult question for people. I don't think many artists like sit down and think, okay, like, what is my sound? Because like you said, I'm influenced by so many different things. I can't really say I'm one thing. But there's one thing you can say: you're not a death metal artist, right?
Nah, man. But I do like screamo music, bro.
I know. I'm not saying you don't like it, but that's not. We're not gonna go to Eugene O'Neil album and hear.
No, you're not. Nah, brother.
Liberate, do my manners.
But I say this though. I say this, man, because I just lately I've been on my alternative tip, and I was like, you know what? If I were ever presented to do something like this, I think I might jump in because I love like the lead singers, how they do like the whole like Chad from Linkin Park, rest in peace, man.
Linkin Park, right?
Him, you know, I loved his voice,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved like when he got into that whole like like screaming stuff, bro. So I think if I were presented with that, I would do it, and I think I do it pretty well.
I like that. You know, there's a person who's in that industry that a lot of people don't know. Ice-T.
Oh, that man, that's right. That's right.
Right.
That's right. He is into that.
Yep. A lot of people don't know about that. He's got a whole metal band and everything like that. So, and that, you know, what's kind of cool about that, and I'm gonna get a little bit deeper later on with you on that, is that it kind of exposes you to like a different way of songwriting and song creation. You know what I mean? Which would be also pretty cool. And, you know, speaking about songwriting and song creation, you know, there's a couple songs that really hit me that you did that caught my attention. And the first one that caught my attention out of all of them that I listened to was the song Anointed.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah. And, you know, I was going to ask you before I actually listened to that song, I was like, you know, are you a man of faith and all these other things? And then I listened to this song and I'm like, I think my question has been answered. Am I wrong? Am I right?
It's pretty, yeah, absolutely right. So yeah, that's a song that me and my brother his name is Theme too, by the way, theme music. So yeah, it was more so we were trying to put as many religious references in the song to just trying to, you know, to make the song really to really just bar out, you know. So what's the part where I say, yo, JC, my face like, yeah. So I'm saying like Jesus Christ. I say Allah in there. You know what I'm saying? The Revelation. You know, just picking out things from the Bible and from like even like from the Quran. Just to kind of make a fun song. Really so much. You know, just big talk. You know, that's really what Anointed was.
I love that, man. And I guess I have to connect it this way, right? Because you say you are a man of faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how has being a man of faith influenced your music, your outlook on life, and where you are today, man? How's that all worked out for you?
So yeah, like I'm very much a man of faith. I can't say that I'm a Christian or a Muslim or anything like that, but I understand the higher power, and I move in that direction, and I move in that way. So a lot of things that are in the Bible, as far as like common sense wise, I move in that way. Same thing with the Quran. So it really just helps me as a human, as my day-to-day basis, stay in my faith, and you know, shit goes right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
I like that.
If you the moment you waver, man, you know, the universe calls to that, and then the results happen. So you gotta, you know, what definitely always gotta, you know, stay the course, stay focused, man, and definitely don't lose the faith, dog, because it'll definitely show up in your life.
And you know, and you know, I think faith is one of the hardest things for man to have in this world, man, is to believe that, you know. So I like to think this, right? Like the universe, God, is always on your side. It's never trying to do anything to hurt you. Even though things may seem off, the universe is always working for you.
Very true.
You know what I mean? And so I think having faith is one of the hardest things to do in that. You know, faith is that, right? It's believing that whatever's happening for you is for you and things will be good, right? I think that's one of the hardest things. But I guess, you know, I like to think, what's life without a test, and what's, you know, like,
right.
You know what I mean?
If it was easy, everybody you know would do it. You know what I'm saying? And having faith, especially you and I, we're in the entertainment business, man. So you got to have real faith, strong faith to keep forward in this industry, man.
Yeah, man. And you know, I used to have this line which was like, if everything was easy, then no one would know what a challenge would be. You know what I mean? And you mentioned earlier there were some common sense things that are in the Bible, in the Quran, that you take. Can you give us one of those examples?
Faith being one of them, and then, you know, I can't, bro, because I'm not like I can't like repeat the scriptures, bro. So,
No problem, no problem.
So unfortunately, I can only just go by, just by the values that are taught in each book.
I got you.
I mean, and I don't know, man. I do like some of the stories. Off top, you kind of caught me. I'd have to think about that.
No problem, man.
I definitely have to think about that.
We could come back to it.
Yeah. While we're answering the question, I probably have to come back to that.
Okay. Yeah. It actually reminds me of a story, and I wasn't planning on going biblical, folks, today, but we're here. And if you're just joining, we're here with Eugene O'Neil, MC based out of the IE. You're on the Empire. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, comment down below. We appreciate everybody that are here that has joined us for this live. So one of the stories that it reminded me of right now, and I was talking to a friend about it, was the story of Moses and when he gets the 10 Commandments. Mm-hmm. Right. So, and I was telling him, like, these are black people because they're out there doing some ignorant shit while Moses was up there trying to save his people. Yep. And he comes back down the mountain and, like, so angry he destroys the tablets, has to go back up and get 10 more. And then he comes down. And I don't know why the story's coming to me, and maybe I'll realize why. But he draws a line in the sand, and he says, if you guys want to, basically, I'm paraphrasing and wrong phrasing, but basically he says, if you guys want to be ignorant and not follow the way of Yahweh, then stay over there. Mm-hmm. But if you want to follow the way of Yahweh, then come on my side and we'll do it, right? Mm-hmm. And then basically everyone who decides to stay over there, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, they kill him. So basically, if you're not on the page of, like, on righteousness in the way of Yahweh and stuff, then if you're not with us, you're against us. So we got to get rid of you because you're just going to be bad for the message, bad for us, bad for our people moving forward. Right. So I don't know where that story came from. I don't know why I brought it up. I just remember, for some reason, it just made me think about.
As you talk, I got one. That's actually a story that I value to my core, man, because. Okay, so basically the Good Samaritan. So just understanding, like, helping people is I think is the way of life. That's how we are supposed to move in life. Getting people, people less fortunate, or just, helping the homie, like, get to another level, and maybe you may not benefit from it, but at least you help somebody get to a higher place. And again, I believe that's part of, like, what makes the world go on, what keeps the peace and what keeps the love between people. I'm so much of a, like, I guess, like, kind of a humanitarian a little bit. Like, I'm for people, and whenever I see someone down, or someone who needs a hand, or just anything, man, like, I got you, bro. Here, take whatever. If it's my last, you can take it. Just because I believe that's how things should be.
I agree, man, and that's beautiful. And it kind of goes back to, like, service, right? I think someone served me. Like, how can I get something from somebody? Mm-hmm. When the truth is, and it kind of works in business as well, I've been finding out more and more, is like, how can you help somebody else get what they want out of life? How can you help better serve somebody else?
Right.
And just to top on that, right? But I wanted to continue on with the hip hop, right? So, Eugene, what's your thoughts? 2 questions, 2 parts. What's your?
I think it froze up a little bit, bro.
What's your thoughts on it?
You froze up while you asked me the question.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
You want me to rephrase it?
Yeah, no, it froze up right where you were asking me. I didn't hear the question.
We freezing over here. I'm freezing. He's freezing. We're both freezing. Dang.
Go ahead and ask it again.
Got you. Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what's going on. Damn internet. So it's a 2-part question. Okay. What's your thoughts on mainstream hip hop today, and what's your thoughts on hip hop in the IE?
Dope. Okay. So mainstream music right now, I mean, it's just an evolution of what's going on. I don't have a problem with it. My only issue, I'll say it also take it back. My only issue is I've grown out of, like, the negative parts of hip hop, like, the trap music. I grew up on that stuff, gang music, all that stuff like that. I just kind of grew out of it mentally. It just doesn't hit me anymore the way that it used to back in the day. Like, I don't knock it. You know what I'm saying? It has its place in hip hop. But yeah, some of the newer stuff that when they talk about trapping and girls shaking ass, and I mean that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It definitely has a place in the world. The new sounds, again, it's just evolution of hip hop. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. Same thing with the Inland Empire. We're with the times now, if that makes any sense.
Enlighten us what you mean.
So basically, I think back in the day, a lot of people, surrounding cities, mainly Los Angeles, would have, wouldn't take us serious. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't take no artists from the IE serious. Although we were doing a lot of writing for a lot of artists out there in LA. We won't say no names about that.
No, talk about it, man. When you say this is new news, educate us, man. We didn't know about this.
That's a lot of there's a lot of artists out here from the IE who write for a lot of artists in LA. A lot of them.
It reminds me because we had Cam Archer on, and he was talking about how there's a lot of people that are from the IE, but they don't want to represent the IE. They'll claim to be from LA. So it kind of reminds me of that, which is kind of interesting.
Very true. And I mean, you kind of see the ones who do it, but that's not for me to say anything about. But yeah. They do that because they want to claim LA, which is wild to me. I love LA too, man. But my home is the IE. And yeah. I want to make sure, like, I want to put the IE on the map. LA already got its own. They good over there. Fact. We over here. We trying to stick it over here. I love the IE music scene right now, though, man. The music is cracking. I love it. And I love what's happening right now. Like, they're having like this little IE like rap battle thing. And I think it's dope. It's showing these guys. It's showing that a lot of artists out here ain't just gang artists. Dudes can really spit. And they're showing that they can battle each other without it turning into something else. Like all these brothers are like all friends as far as I'm seeing, and they're doing this. Looks like like in all fun and games, steel sharpening steel, bro. So it's like these brothers are out here, practicing with each other. You know what I'm saying? So once they get out there into the real stuff, they have a sharp sword out there.
Yeah, and I like that. I don't know. I don't know why it made me think of two people. It made me think of Tangent, and
Love
made me
Tangent.
think of Cam Archer. Made me think of those two people. Shout out to both of those gentlemen.
Yeah, both those brothers, man, are very, 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 very skilled lyricists. Very skilled lyricists.
Yeah, facts. So man, I wanted to talk about this. So I'm certain you know who Nabien is, right? The producer Nabien, right?
My dog.
So he put out something, and I don't want to misquote it, but it was something along the lines of like why some producers and MCs, rappers in the IE aren't doing better. And I don't know if you saw this post. He made this post, and it was kind of informative. It was kind of something along like the line of like marketing, sound, how they got their mixing. And man, I wish I could go a little bit more deeper into it, but I can't think. I might have to talk to Nabien about it and get more clarity on that. But it was interesting. But you're loving the scene. You're seeing the scene grow in the IE right now.
Oh yeah, definitely seeing the scene grow. And I enjoy it. Shout out to Hit Boy too, man. He's definitely pushing us out there. She seems like every damn month he got an album coming out. I love it. I love it.
Shout out to you, Hit Boy. We're gonna get you on the Empire too soon, Hit Boy.
Man, that part too.
What was I gonna say? I always had this vision. I think I told it to Tangent. I think I told it to some other people, but I have this vision that I want to create like this I.E.Avengers style type of thing, Wu-Tang style, where you just get a bunch of dope MCs from the IE, dope producers, and just make like an album. I think it'd be so cool just to have that,
I think they're starting to do that. They dropped a volume 1, I want to say earlier this year, where there's a lot of producers. I think Nabien, oh gosh, and somebody else producer, and there's a lot of rappers that are on this compilation. So I think they're starting to do that now. That's dope. I would love to see that more too.
Yeah, I have a super cool vision for it. I think that'd be dope. Just have like 9 MCs just on one track, boom. But like the whole album, but just I have a cool vision, because I think it would also give a big perspective to the world of like, hey, he's got something to say. We're not just out here in the boonies doing nothing. We actually are MCs, and we got something to say,
Right.
And I think
We got
big
our own
names,
stories.
yeah, I think big names like Hit Boy, like being a producer on there, even whatever, it doesn't even matter. But I think the quality and just like that network would just like, I think it would change the game for the IE, low key.
I believe that too. I hell yeah, I would love for that to happen, man.
Yeah, let's make it happen, man. I know it's gonna happen. I keep talking about it, so I think it's gonna happen, man. I think
It is gonna happen. It is gonna happen. Like, everybody knows each other. That's the thing. Like, everybody is one person connected to the next person.
Facts. It's like 7 degrees of separation, I think they call it.
Absolutely,
like that.
And that is a true thing.
I love that. O'Neil, I wanted to ask you, O'Neil, Mr. O'Neil,
Mr. O'Neil,
Mr.
I like
O'Neil,
that. I like that, bro. So yeah.
Mr. O'Neil, I would like to ask you a question, sir.
Sure, sir.
Why did you go from the name Omnius to Eugene O'Neil?
Oh man, well, brother, let me go ahead and lay it down for you, my friend.
Gray Poupon.
You know what, bro? I never really actually liked the name Ominous. I was sitting in a at a Quiznos years ago. That's how long that is. Sitting at a Quiznos with a friend of mine, and I was just, this is when I was first started like getting real serious about the music and mulling over my name. Because when I first really started rapping in high school, I went by the name of Cicero.
Okay.
So and that's kind of made more sense to it, but then I didn't like that name, because that and then there were some other people out there named Cicero. So I was like, all right, let me go over here. And so I was such like a backpacking puka shell wearing ass hip hop head. I like KRS is one, his acronym. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna find a word that I like and then just go from there. Like, there was really just no actual like thought behind it. It was like, ominous, and I'm gonna change the S to a $sign. Yeah, I was never really a fan of it, and that's why I switched. I was saying earlier, man, being embarrassed about saying you're a rapper and artist, stuff like that.
Yep.
I was embarrassed to say that because I had an odd name and a name that everybody had trouble saying. So I was like, you know what, man, let me just go by my actual name, Eugene O'Neil. And it's because hell, I used to tell people like, man, don't call me Ominous, man, just call me by my name. Just say Eugene. So yeah, that's really why I just hated the name, and unfortunately, I had built a little bit of stock in that name, and I was like, fuck, how am I gonna do this, and people still take me serious. So when I did not this album, but my previous one, I can't even think. But yeah, I had a song in there. The intro was called Death of Ominous, and it's really just me killing off that character.
Dope. Almost like a superhero type of thing, like, killing the character to become a better one. It reminds me of something. Wow. That's, oh man, I had so many things I wanted to say. Oh, shout out to Yamini. He said that an album dropped yesterday about, I guess, the collaboration that we were talking about.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, he was talking about that. Okay. I was thinking like you can also put like before you mentioned the death, I was thinking about artists formerly known as.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That whole type of situation.
Nah, I had to kill that off, man. It just just wasn't my cup of tea, man,
Yeah, and I think there's a time and place for everything, and sometimes you got to figure out what works best for you. You know what I mean? And what fits, like what resonates best for you. I think that's really important, right?
Right.
And I think it also takes time and wisdom and experience to be like, okay, you know what? Like, as we live this life, I wrote it in my book. I'm gonna shut out my book right here. That, and it might be in this one or a different one, but like none of our parents or parents have like a roadmap they can give us and be like, hey, you know what? This is how life's going to be. Expect this, this, and this. This is how it's going to be. Here's a roadmap. You'll be fine. It's like, no, like we all have to experience life on our own. Like there's things they can obviously give us and guidance, but there's just different experiences that we have to experience on our own to understand who we are,
right,
and love ourselves and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Also, don't speed past. You got a book, brother?
Say it again.
I said, don't speed past that. You got a book?
Yeah, I got a book right here that I wrote called 10 Things That Your Parents Should Have Taught You But Didn't.
If at the end of this, bro, please, can I get it on Amazon?
Yeah, you can. You can get it on Amazon. I think also the link's in the description as well, folks. If you want it, you can also go to the Instagram page to get it. But yeah, it's also in the link in the description. But yeah, I'll get you. I'll shoot it to you. Shoot you the link. Eugene. You know, and for everybody who's just joining the live, we're here with Mr. Eugene O'Neil, MC based out of the IE, Rialto to be exact. We talked about him growing up in South Central, but then coming to Rialto. We got views on. We just recently found out why he was used to known as Ominous, and now he's Eugene O'Neil. Resonates more with himself. So if you guys are just joining us, we appreciate you all. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We got many great guests. Comment down below if you can hear us, what you think, all that good jazz. Share it. Blah 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 blah. Right? You gotta insert message here.
Yeah, part.
So you know it's necessary, just how it works. You know. So I did some background research on you, man, and I saw that, you know, you're on this track with, shout out to Curtis King, right? One of the Curtis King's tracks. I believe you're on it, and I know you mentioned that you really liked it, which is called Sunshine.
Man.
Right? And, you know, it talks about him being a father to an autistic son and things like that. And you mentioned, you know, earlier in the live that you had to grab and rattle your daughter to get ready this morning, you know, so how does that song resonate with you as being a father? And, you know, what does it mean, I guess, being a father relate to that song, I guess, in general?
Yeah. Dude, I'll say this, man. It was one of the funner songs, if that's even a word, that I've been able to create with my brother. And I don't know, dude, talking about your kids is joy, man. It's you overflow. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it now, and being able to express anything about my kid or about just kids in general, man, it brings so much light to you, and you can hear it in the music, man. Like you could tell, like we had a lot of fun, like we, you know, our crying moments. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, it was a difficult song to write too, just because. I mean, I know his situation, and you know, I grew up with, you know, my older sister is disabled, and her daughter is also disabled. So it's like, you know, I understand that in that part, and having to grow up with that type of, you know, environment, man. Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's, you know, it's hard to express that stuff. But I mean, and then you know, being around Nas is such a joy, because that little boy is he definitely, as soon as he walks in the room, he makes you smile. Calls me uncle. So it was just a joy to see him light up once he even heard the song. And then the boy, I almost started crying because the boy was singing the song. I said, oh man, God, Jesus Christ, you can't do this to me, Curtis, bro. You and Nas, y'all can't do this, bro. But it was just an absolute joy, an absolute fun to do, and hopefully, you know, one day you get Curtis on there, he'll be able to give you his side of like how he felt writing and everything, like. But like as far as like, you know, just the creation together, really fun, emotional, but needed to be done. And obviously once he put it out there, bro, I was amazed at how big it actually became. Extremely amazed. So yeah, those type of songs right there, man, that's what the type of music that I like timeless stuff, things that's gonna last, things that music that has purpose, feeling, love, all that stuff.
Yeah, you know, and that's so dope, man. And thank you for sharing, man. And shout out to everyone who may not know, it's Autism Acceptance Month or Awareness Month. I think we're in April, so it's kind of interesting how that all relates. And I think, and one of the things I've been liking about listening to your lyrics of your songs, it seems to be pretty real and pretty centered. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people kind of, you know what I mean? A lot of people, when they write lyrics, like it's kind of like off, and I'm kind of like, okay, like how much of a fantasy is this? You know, but then when I'm listening to yours, I'm like, okay, it's real, it's down to earth. And, you know, connecting that with the Sunshine track, I'm glad that you and Curtis did that, because I know it's definitely like a a hard thing to share, but I realize as artists, our responsibility is to show people places of vulnerability that they would also want to share, but they can't. And so they need other people as vessels to do that. And so it's kind of like our job and responsibility to be the vulnerable ones, right?
Absolutely.
Expressive ones, right? Some people, I was listening, I think it was not Patrice, Ari Spears. He was quoting someone saying that like it's our responsibility as comedians to say things that may not be politically correct, that other people want to say and they're thinking, but they can't. So they have the court jester comedian say it. You know what I mean?
I heard, actually remember hearing, I heard that from him. That's a recent interview, right?
I think it was on the Breakfast Club. I think he mentioned that on the Breakfast Club.
Okay, yeah. That's true though. I mean, and we, like, you know, the comedians, I mean, are the jesters of life, but they things have to be said, and we are, you know, artists. We paint the picture as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, and I wanted to get into your upcoming album that's coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Middle Class Flunkie Volume 3, correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you talk to us about how is it different from your other projects, your favorite tracks, what people can expect? Can you tell us all about that, man?
Yeah. So for the rollout, I can't really tell you who's going to be on the album, just because that's the way I'm marketing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But so basically, okay, so the Middle Class Flunkie Volume 3. So the first volume I did was back in 2009, 2010. I was with a group called the Rich Kids. And you know, they were, I don't want to get into that right now, but that was the group called the Rich Kids. And
share with us, Eugene. Share with us so we can know a little bit. We need to know a little bit.
Well, it's kind of it's not a sore subject, but it's something like, man, you know, we were a bunch of young pretty boys. I'll say that, you know, a bunch of young pretty boys who was out there in Hollywood all the time, like to party and stuff like you know. And we were well, the guys that I was working with, they were under a TUG, which is Chris Stokes' label at the time. And so they were doing stuff, you know, with them, and I just happened to be around, tagging along, making beats for these guys. But it, like, you know, there was really no camaraderie behind it. Like, we got together a couple times, but every time we did, it'd be more like oh, I'm better than you type thing. Like, you know, we were all still homies, don't get me wrong, but like, you know, a bunch of males in a room, and a bunch of males in a room who all kind of get to the same thing. Like, we were all about girls, and every last one of us could get girls. So it's not like we were trying to like compete for that. It's just, you know, the whole masculine thing in that, you know, so, oh my God, where's it going? Anywho, so yeah, so I was with the Rich Kids, and that's how I first went, you know, put that album out there. And in the second volume, I was with a group called Airborne Division. And that was backed by my brother, I.E.Avengers. Who no longer does music, but was really, really big in the scene at one point. And helped me, pretty much, he engineered that whole project for me, and like, you know, helped me produce some of the stuff too. So that was actually, when I can lie to you, Middle Class Flunkie Volume 2 is probably one of my favorite albums, because it was mixed so well. It literally, you thought you would have thought of the studio album, you know. And also I was going under the name Ominous. So yeah, so the major difference is that, you know, the name change is really the major difference, and the type of music. Like, I was making, so when I was with Airborne Division, we were lucky enough to be in a few positions to where we got to write for certain people, and during those times, I was kind of in going towards of really trying to get into like the mainstream of rap. Like, I was trying to be Drake at that point. So I would, like, a lot of my rhymes were somewhat embellished. Hell, that was embellished. I can't front. They was embellished. But that was kind of what was going on at the time. And if I were to be, if that was like my debut album and put it out to the world, like, you know, if I was sitting, well, we was trying to give it to a label, but like, had that actually been successful giving it to a label, I think that would have kind of skyrocketed me into a different situation. But, you know, God's plan, God's timing. And I do believe this album, this coming around, just because of people that I have on here and the connection I've made throughout the years, is going to be pretty wild. My favorite song on the album, I don't really have one yet because I'm still finishing up the mixes on a couple of them, and so I'm like I haven't even like arranged the songs yet, just because I'm not sure where things fit at the moment. But when I say like it's not gonna be just. I'll say it won't just be hip hop.
Okay.
It'll be exactly what I've been showing for the last 2 years as far as like the content I've been putting out. Like I have like some dope R&B stuff that I'm really excited. That's what I'm really excited for, is like the R&B side of the album. People like, oh shit, this motherfucker was really in the gym practicing.
He can sing.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So I will say this though. One of my tracks that I'm leaning towards, because I love the beat so much, has a feature on it that, man, brother almost made me go back and rewrite my stuff. So I'll say that. I'll just give that one out. And that was I put a preview of that one the other day.
Okay, I think I saw that.
Yeah,
it's
that
cool.
feature is gonna be nasty.
Okay. See, that's what. So, did you guys? So I'm assuming that you guys didn't write together in the studio for that track.
Nah. This was I'd actually already recorded this like a while ago, and I played it for him, and it was like, yeah, I need that. I was like, okay, cool. So cool. So, yeah, and then what they sent back to me, man. That's like I said, I'm about to rewrite my shit.
That part. Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. Can we get the name of the track at least?
Talk Loud.
Talk loud, folks. You know, it reminds me. I think people were talking about. It reminded me of like, I think it was like Jay-Z's track on DJ Khaled's most recent album, and I think people were saying they're like, damn, like I want to rewrite my verse. I've heard that before by other people. Other artists are like, damn, I got the track back, and it made me want to rewrite my verse.
Make you want to rewrite. Hell, matter of fact, Kendrick Lamar on Swimming Pools remix, and Jay-Z was on there.
Mm-hmm.
He even said it. He was like, I had to rewrite this bad boy.
That part, see. Yeah, and that's one thing I love about like the hip hop artistry, you know, is that when people are like, okay, like I can't just go like this. I gotta. It's almost like competition, but it's not competition. It's more like, okay, now I've been more inspired to like, okay, we're taking it here now. Okay, recording. Like,
yeah, man. I was like, goddamn, bro, you ain't gonna have to go that goddamn hard.
That part. Is the album still expected to drop on May 2nd?
So no, I actually put out a disclaimer out. I'm gonna start putting out more this week too. The album's gonna drop on the 23rd. I didn't want to rush it.
Okay.
And I felt like if May 2nd, I just wasn't giving my album a chance. So and like just in the last couple of weeks, it's like personal things have just been happening to where I haven't been able to focus on marketing as much as I want to. So that's why I pushed it back to the 23rd. So like this, you're gonna see a whole bunch of just me on the timeline. So I apologize in advance.
No, hey, you know, and I think I'm not sure if it was you that mentioned, but I think I'm not sure if it was you that mentioned it that I heard it from, but it was saying like a lot of artists will say they're gonna drop albums on a certain date, but then they always change the date to move it. I heard it from someone recently. They say, yeah, artists never actually drop on their date that they said they were gonna originally drop on. And I'm looking and I'm like, you know what? That is kind of right, low key. I think that happened a couple of times.
Yeah, like I said, man, I was trying to stick to that May 2nd deadline, bro. Trust me, I was trying to stick to it, but I just saw too many things. Like I was like, yo, if I drop it on May 2nd, it's not that I can't. It's just it's not going to be marketed correctly, and I don't think I'll have the right. I don't think I'll have like the right mindset to in the short time to be able to complete it the way that I really want to. And I don't want to like I don't want to throw music in there. That's not really how I've been I want to be able. It's got to make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be creating for no reason. Just and that's the other side too. Like these dudes, and I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm just saying like there are artists who will just drop albums with no promotion or nothing, and you're like, what the fuck was this? when did you do this? And then like it just shows no like. For me, it's if they don't have an interest in marketing, then the album may not be as dope as you think, because it'll for me it'll feel like lack of interest in creating the album, and so when I listen back to it, I'll be able to hear the lack of interest. So I don't know. That's just me. That's the way I look, and that could be false, but that's the way I look at it.
No, and the way I interpret it is like you want to do it right the first time, and however long it takes to get it right, I like to do quality over rushing things. So that's how I took it. Like you just want to do it right.
Yeah, I just want to do it right, man. I just want to make sure everything's right, make sure the mix is right, make sure I have, I have all the right instrumentation in where I want to, because a lot of these beats, man, like I've been doing for like the last like 2-3 years, and when I actually get into the mix, I change a lot of stuff. I go in there and I maybe go back into the beat and like add or take away some instruments. So yeah, that's just for me. And I'm a perfectionist, but I know when shit is good. I know when it's right. I know when to stop.
Yeah, I like that. The original date was May 2nd, and I remember you mentioning that you're a history buff and your albums have been dropping on specific dates.
Yes,
like Brutus betraying Caesar, right? I think it was March 15th, I believe, right?
Yes, March 15th.
Is the date May 2nd, was that supposed to be a specific date? And is the new date that's going to be dropping in, is that also like a historical date as well?
No, I just like the number 23. Jordan's my favorite basketball player.
Okay, so there's still a relation somehow.
There's a relation, yeah. There's still a relationship, man. But Jordan's my favorite basketball player all the time, and I think that's the pinnacle of like of his mindset is the pinnacle mindset I believe you should have in anything. Him and Kobe, but obviously Jordan, he's my dude. But yeah, that's the mindset you should have in anything. For me, 23 just represents greatness, and my album's gonna be great as fuck. So that's what I'm saying. Put it on the 23rd for that.
I love that. Can you give us all what Jordan's mindset means to you, or what it is for you?
The unwillingness to not stop. Basically, the focus to get to that goal, and not just get there, but be great, like be the best at it. See, like the dude. So like I said, I've been a Jordan fan since I was like 5 years old, or 4 or 5 years old. My mama, I was in the Jordan fan club when he had growing up. So I'm saying, so like that's how much like I would just look and dream to want to be this dude. But like watching him and growing up and watching him and seeing like how everything was just perfection, from the way he spoke to me, from the way he spoke to the media, the way he talked about basketball, obviously the way he played, and just again, to me, I don't know the personal life, just the way he kind of carried himself, I thought was perfect. And that's that's kind of, again, the mindset that I believe people should have when they're trying to attain a goal, man. Like, everything else is out the window. If you want that one thing, that's the thing you need to focus on, and not just focus on just get there, but you have to be great at it, like undeniably great at it. Otherwise, what are you doing for?
Woo! I like that. I was watching something yesterday about Shaolin Monk talking about something, and it was kind of like, what it reminded me of what you're saying is like, you staying on a path, you stay on a vision, and you just go for that one thing, you just keep going for it, right? And this monk, I forget his name, but he was saying like, the reason why a lot of people get stuck is because they're like, oh, okay, he's the example, okay, some people just go straight down this way, or some people will go, okay, I'm gonna go north, no, I'm gonna go west, no, I'm gonna go south, no, I'm gonna go east, no, I'm gonna go north. And he says, and they end up just being in a box and never progressing. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool analogy.
That's a great analogy, man. But yeah, I definitely understand that, man. Like Mamba mentality, yeah, Jordan mentality, all that, yeah, brother. You have to have that in order to really succeed in what you want to do, and that's my belief.
I agree. Yeah, the real ones got to put the work in, and you got to be focused. And I'm gonna circle back. You got to have faith that what you're doing is gonna faith and purpose, right? You got to believe what you're doing is your purpose, and you got to believe that what your purpose is gonna end up right.
Absolutely, faith and purpose, man. Absolutely.
All right. We talking today, aren't we, Eugene? We talking today.
We podding, brother. We podding, man.
We podding. We podding on the podding.
Podding on the podding, brother.
Podding on the podding. I don't know why I'm thinking about a toilet pot. Anyway, so Eugene, you got a tour coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how important is this tour to you? What's the name of it? Locations? Are you headlining? Give us everything, man, that's going on with this tour, brother.
So the tour is called Lost in California. It's going to be a pop-up experience. So we're doing something different from what I've ever done before. So basically we're going up northern Cali and then back down to southern Cali. The first date is actually the 27th. We'll be in San Diego. The 27th, yeah.
27th of what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. 27th of this month. Starts the 27th and ends June 2nd.
Got you. April 27th, folks, which is next Saturday, if you're watching the live today.
Yeah. I don't have the damn flyer in front of me, unfortunately. I apologize, but I'll get that out again. I'll get that out there to people.
Got you. It's on your Instagram, right?
Yes, it definitely it's on my Instagram. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so his Instagram's in the description, folks, so you guys can click on that and get to it that way.
Yeah, but Lost in California tour started with my brothers, the Invisible Ponchos, Gene Flo and Kill C Ray. Those two my brothers, man. They hit me up as I was doing a show with Curtis, and that matter of fact, they were on tour with them, and I happened to just be at the show, and they hit me up and asked me. It was like, yeah, you want to jump on this? Like, yeah, hell yeah, whatever y'all need me to do, man. Let's get it. So it's me, the Invisible Ponchos, the Bermuda, DJ Root, or DJ Scales, DJ Root, Zenaloa, the Dark Room. I don't want to. Rick Scales, and I believe that is it. Excuse me. So yeah, we're about to go out there and kill it, man. So we trying to perform at dive bars, backyards, homie. We'll perform in the front yard. Like what I'm at. It's one of those things that we just want to get out there and do something kind of unique, like really like literally just pop up and pull up and start performing.
I love that, man. And so, like, how important is this to you, man? Do you know some of the locations that you're going to be hitting? Some of the spots?
So San Diego, I know Oxnard's another one. Los Angeles for sure. We're trying to get to Arizona. That's another one. The plan was to get to Texas. I'm not sure if that's still the go. And in Ontario, actually we're gonna end the tour in Ontario at one of the Thought Fest. If anybody's familiar with the Thought Fest out here, it's a major festival that my boy 60 East puts on every year. So yeah, we're gonna end it at one of his Thought Fest this year as well.
Dope. Where's Thoughts Fest located for people who may not know?
It's in Ontario. It's at the Firewater Bar and Grill.
Okay.
So basically, what they do is they got a big parking lot in the back, and they set that thing. It looks like it's a for real legit major festival. Like he's brought out a gang of dope artists. Last year he brought out what's my Pharaoh Monch and what's my girl's name from oh my god, my brain. I be smoking too much weed, bro.
Okay. Chimney puff.
You feel me? Yeah, but he brings out a lot of people.
I've been hearing great things about Firewater. I've been hearing great things about his work. I mean, about a venue. Oh
yeah, dog. Man, if you ever have a chance to go to the Thought Fest, man, you should, bro. When I talk about like all the IE be out there, that's our major festival out here.
I like that, man. Cool, man. So I'm excited for you, man. So it starts in less than a week for you.
Starts in less than a week, man. And this is why it's so important for me is like this is the first time I actually have like merch on the tour too. So I'm really excited to kind of to push my merch and really be out there like a for real like a like a legit artist. Like this is I don't know. It's really fun, and like I said, I'm excited for just like the whole grind of it all, man. Like I want to be out there, after I get done performing, get down there, get to my booth, man. Like, hey, man, let's take some pictures. Let's let's become friends. Shit like that.
Yeah. Networking, getting to the
networking, stuff like that, man. Finding more fans in places that I'll probably never find fans.
True. Do you have any merch with you that you can show us?
Actually, yeah, I have my sweater. Hold on.
Yes.
Yeah, I usually try to wear my merch and everything, man. So this is my sweater. It's actually on my website. It's one of those and the beats. So back during the COVID, when I had a 9-to-5, they had me working from home. So every morning for like 6 months straight, I was making a beat, and my tagline at the end was "and the beat," and I had the little prayer hands on it. So that's what I was kind of using for that merch. And then I got my Still Toxic shirt. It's actually a song that I wrote or that I did drop last year. It's called Still Toxic, and this is part of the merch.
Dope. Shout out. And you guys can get that on his website, which I'm pretty sure is connected to his IG and all that stuff, right? As well, right?
Yeah.
And the links in the description.
Oh my god.
We lost him, but I think he's still around. We'll get him back.
Sorry. Somebody decided to want to call me. Yes, it's Eugene O'Neil. Yeah, EugeneO'NeilBeats.com.
Boom. And that I'll put that later in the description for you guys as well, so that way you guys can make sure and get his merch. Eugene, since I guess I have to touch this topic, since I believe you're a history buff, a lot of your album drop dates on it. So what's one of your favorite periods of time in history?
Since I'm such a huge anime guy, like the feudal age, I am a huge fan of that, of samurais, and just their customs and like their beliefs, their I don't know, everything, bro. Just that whole time, man, for me was just amazing. Just the area that they lived in, from what they paint, what they show us, just looked beautiful. Everything was perfection, man. Everything was flowy. I don't know, bro. These samurais and ninjas and kings and stuff like that, man. Like these guys were, for me, they were like just some smooth motherfuckers, man. And the way that they went about things, everything was about nature. And I don't know, man. It's the feudal time is definitely my favorite time in history, though. I wish I could have been born back then.
Okay, one of those things.
I want to be a samurai.
Samurais, yeah. What was the thing, like instead of dying they would commit suicide?
Harikari.
Yeah, was it to the stomach and up, right? Something like that.
Yep.
If that ain't some G shit, I don't know what is.
That's some G shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And then like and that's like something that they do for themselves. If they feel like they misrepresented like their own family, they'll do it themselves.
Man, and then is their head cut off after, or is it?
Some will cut their heads off as well. So say for instance, I mean you've seen it, like somebody captures a dude and like look, they'll either give them a chance to kill themselves or they'll do it themselves, or they'll cut their heads off.
Whew.
But that's some G shit though. That's some that's all about respect. And that's another thing too, man. Like there was so much everything was about respect and like literally right and wrong, bro. If you just did something out of turn, it's a wrap. Ain't none of this. We'll catch him next time. Nah, brother, you gonna lose a hand or a head.
Period. Super facts. Wow. And for everybody who's just joining us live today, We're here with Eugene O'Neil, rapper, MC, producer based out of the IE, Rialto, California. You guys are watching the Empire Podcast. My name is Antonio Miles. Please like the video if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel. Share, comment down below what you want. We appreciate everybody here. And we learned a lot from Eugene. He actually just talked to us a little bit about his favorite time in history, which is the feudal era, Japan feudal era, to be precise. You know, and Eugene, you know, you rap, you sing, you produce. How has going to school at MI, Music Institute, for those who may not know, for engineering, studio engineering, how has that helped streamline your music process and creation? How has that helped streamline it?
Man, it has been a godsend. I'll say that, brother. That's the only reason why I even went to MI was because I didn't want to go to other people's studios and didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. So that's what actually happened. So my very first time into a major studio, I was like 20 years old. And it was with the rich kids, those dudes I was saying about. We was all in the studio. It was a gang of people in there. And we had an engineer. His name was Nigo. Really, really cool dude. But he was in there talking to me about some shit. Like, he took my MPC and was doing things that I was like, I didn't know you can do that with this thing. And then he was just showing me different things in and out. And like, you think you know a lot as until you know somebody who knows way, way more than you, and you just sitting there looking stupid. So I had no idea what this guy was doing, like to the music, to the beats. I'm just sitting there like, okay, yep, it sounds good, I guess. I don't, you know. So that was really like, no, I can't. I don't like going into situations where I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what you're saying. Like, I need to know the language. So that's the only reason why I went to MI. And then once I did that, man. Like, I engineer all my own stuff unless I want to go to another engineer, and if I believe that they have a better ear than me, then, you know, I'll take it to them. But like, just me personally, I don't, you know, I'm very like I hold on to my shit. I like, because I know my sound, and I know how I want to sound, and it's very rare people know how to translate that for me.
You know, and I think that's super cool, because when you already know what you want, you can kind of execute faster and better.
Yes.
And especially if you can explain to somebody how you want it to be done.
Yeah, bro. Once he started, like I said, like, he started talking to me about EQs, and I didn't know what the hell that was in the beginning. I was like, what are you talking about? And then he started hitting me with like frequencies and numbers. I was really lost. Like, what? But yeah, once I remember my first day at MI. My first day at MI, like, even after that studio session, I was like, all right, I think I know some stuff. I went in my first day at MI, and we sat at the they had at the time they had all like the iMacs as your desk. And he's explaining to me like EQs and stuff like that. And I literally sat in my head, I said, dog, I don't know what the fuck this guy is saying. I need to pay attention. Seriously, because I'm like, I wasn't like really paying attention. It was like one of those, like, I'm really good at like tests. So if I see something one time, I have a photographic memory, and I will just remember to put it down. I won't even be learning. I just look at it, write it down, and that's bam. I said, nah, I can't do this. I have to learn what the hell this stuff means. Otherwise, I'm going to be lost in this class.
Yeah, and then the money
was my engineering class.
And then the money go down the drain if you're not paying attention.
Oh my God, bro, 30 grand, man.
Oh, not that bad, I guess, compared to some other people.
Yeah, no, real talk. And like, I know it's probably more now, but yeah, I like, you can actually go to like you can get accredited up there. Like, you can get your AA at MI.
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
super dope. You know, and talking about, you know, knowing your sounds and knowing the direction of where you want to go, are you still interested in learning an instrument? And do you believe that by learning an instrument, it can actually help you express yourself musically better?
Yeah, I'm currently learning how to like really play the piano. So yeah, learning an instrument for me will be like the icing on the cake. I'm like, okay, and I'm God now.
Okay,
I am Timothy. I am that dude.
I am him, and he is I.
That part, man. Nah, for real. That's all I really need. Look, and once I really train myself how to play the piano, it's over.
Got you. I got you. You know, it's interesting when you said that I am God, because going back to Moses, I was listening to someone talk, and I I've heard it before, but it just caught me at a different time this time when I heard it. When Moses asking God, like, who are you? Or who do I tell Pharaoh who you are? And then he's just like, I am who I am.
I'm that dude, bro.
Basically, I am. Like, oh, okay, okay. Moses,
he's
the
that
Pharaoh,
dude.
no.
But yeah, bro. I mean, hey, look, and I strongly encourage everybody to kind of think that way. I mean, you know, obviously we give space for everybody, obviously, and everybody's great at what they do in their own right. But you should also give yourself that pat on the back too, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are dope. You are great. I can get out here and compete with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't have that mindset. People be like, oh man, well, you know, such, you know what I'm saying? Which is fine. You can always big somebody up without bringing yourself down, or you know what I'm saying, or making yourself feel less of compared to that person.
Yeah.
Or that situation, wherever the case may be, man. So I definitely encourage boss talk to yourself, to other people, just to give, like, bro, if you feel that way, and there's no maliciousness behind it, because it's, you know, there's some maliciousness behind people saying I'm a boss type shit. But like, if you really are confident and just are just that genuine person, and know, like, really like, man, I'm dope. I'm him. Then yeah, I tell people all the time, bro, man, express that. Say that shit out loud. Say it to me. And I like, yeah, bro, you are. You absolutely my, or yes, sis, you are. You that shit. You that motherfucker. Yeah.
Facts. You on one of the dopest platforms ever right now.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I am on the dopest platform ever right now. Exactly, man. Like, for real, feel that shit, because I believe so.
Yeah, I like that. You know, and it's going back to the book. It reminds me of a chapter called "Be Kind to Yourself."
Yes.
Which is like, there's a line that I say that more people are more kind to like a stray animal or to like a puppy that they see that a friend has than they are to themselves. So we gotta learn how to be kind to ourselves. You know, not talk negative to ourselves, but be kind to ourselves. You know what I mean?
Hold yourself in the same high regards as you would hold a celebrity.
Exactly. Would you treat I was gonna say Nas or Jay-Z or Beyonce in a negative light? You know?
No, so don't treat yourself that way.
Exactly. You don't even know them.
That part, but you hold them in such this high caliber, man. You higher than them, and in your mind, you should be that.
Yeah, you gotta love thyself, man. Love thyself, man. And so another biblical line's coming to me. I'm not even a biblical person, but it came to me, and because there's a lot of gems in it, and also the Quran, like you were saying, you watch. A man is what he thinketh, basically. A man is so what he thinks. So whatever you think yourself is or are, that is what you're gonna be. So we got to think positive about ourselves and
absolutely.
Over the shit.
That's a great line, man. That's very, very true.
You know, do you know what synesthesia is?
No, sir.
Okay, I was gonna ask you if you had it. So what it is it's a condition when people hear sounds, they see colors.
Oh yes, absolutely. I only see sound and colors, bro. I didn't know it actually. There was some. I had no idea there was an actual name to it.
Yeah, it's a term like where, like, say if you're listening to music, you'll see like different colors when you're hearing music.
Bro, and it's sound for me. If anytime I hear sound, like I connect it to a color.
Cool.
Yeah, bro. Like, matter of fact, since we're on that, like my album, like most of my albums, well, all my albums have a color to me. Every last one of them. And I think for the covers, I show that color. So for this album, like it's a very orange feeling sound. Like all the sounds are very like orange reddish sounds to me. So that's why it comes up in the cover. And in my previous album, Good for Health, Bad, Jesus Christ. Good for Health, Bad for the Mind or whatever. Jesus Christ, I can't think of my own damn albums. Bad for Education, Jesus Christ. Good for Health, Bad for Education. That right there, it was more of a reddish blackish tone for me. And for me, the music kind of showed that. So yeah, this is a very orangish red feeling album.
Super dope. Yeah, I remember hearing the term, I believe it's called synesthesia or whatever, synesthesia. And I remember hearing about it, and I never met anyone until I met this one young composer, and he was like, "Yeah, I see colors, and uh, I have a composing background, And he's like, Antonio, I see these different types of colors when I listen to your music, blah blah blah." And so I just to ask you about, if you listen to music and you see colors, but I think that's kind of a cool thing, it's super cool.
Mm-hmm. Even when I make beats, like the first thing, like when I go through sounds or whatever, when I'm sampling something like that, like so like I want like a blue feeling or whatever, and it may not even like be like a somber feeling, but I like the color blue, and the sample or whatever I'm using will be very blue through the whole thing, at least for me.
I love that, and I don't want to go down this road, but I'll save it. But the brief thing I'll say is that we have one of the reasons why I love music is it's controlled sound, right? It's like our voice is controlled sound and music is controlled sound. So you said, I like the color blue and I want to alchemy, basically be an alchemist and create the color blue for this specific thing. And so I think that's really cool, And we talked a little bit about marketing, right? And I wanted to know, like, what's your thoughts on how do you market, how to be profitable in this industry? Because we talked about it earlier, like people think about rappers nowadays are broke and stuff like that. And without a doubt, there are broke rappers. But you say you make a living out of it. You mentioned that you used to be working in COVID, but now you're self-sustaining doing this art.
Yep.
So can you give us a little insight on how you're able to market, brand, and stay alive as an MC, as an artist?
Yeah. So I'll say this, bro. It really started in COVID. I was trying to find a way to really get the hell away from my 9 to 5. That was really just the main thing. And like I kept seeing like Curtis, I watched a lot of his videos, just kind of what he was doing. And not only him, then Kyle Beats, a lot of these dudes, I kind of watched what they were doing. And so you know what? Fuck it. Let me just, that's what I said, start making beats and doing my own thing. And the thing about it is, bro, it's all about consistency, man. Like, and how much you can really sustain doing it. That's all marketing is, man, is being consistent and telling some type of story that's relatable. Something in there has got to be relatable to the watcher or the listener. And again, when I say consistency is the number one key to get you to where you want to go, especially in social media, you better do it. Otherwise, it's pointless. And being able to, like I said, you don't have to be a genius to know how to market, bro. It's all about like it kind of just comes to you as you do it. I don't have like shit. Like I said, when I was first doing it, man, my videos is grainy as hell. Hell, even some of them now are still kind of grainy, but like I don't care because I'm getting content out, and people want the content whether it looks good or bad. They just want to see from you. So that's really there is like no grand scheme of how to market. Is just be consistent. Find things that you're gonna actually want to do on a consistent basis. That's another thing too. Like people will jump into like situations where like, man, I don't even want to do this shit next week, or I don't even want to do this shit tomorrow. People will go out, they'll go ham for like maybe a month, and will stop because it's unsustainable and they really just don't want to do it. And that's how people end up falling off, or people getting jealous that someone else is moving because maybe their posts are just doing better. Their posts are doing better because they're consistent at it, literally consistent.
Yeah, that reminds me of the monk thing again, right? People are like, "Oh, I'm gonna go north, I'm gonna go east." Like they didn't decide just to stay on the same path. I was we had Fabs on not too long ago, and she was talking about the way she was able to kind of get money, and she's like, you have to make sure that your ASCAP stuff is right too as well. Do you also?
Absolutely. So, and I'm taking most of my stuff off DSPs probably by the end of this year. All of my new music now is on my website. It's not even on DSP. So I have a lot of newer music that just ain't on any DSPs. And yes, get your ASCAP. You need to get your ASCAP shit together. get your pros. These are like, when I say pros, these are numbers that is given to each song, like a UPC code. So which goes through SoundScan. So I apologize if I might be going over people's heads a little bit.
Yeah, keep us ground us.
Yeah, so SoundScan is basically like you're registering your music for sales. Mm-hmm. So if you want to say, for instance, like, okay, so I dropped my album on my own website, and I have my pro number and my UPC. So what that does is it goes through SoundScan or Sound Exchange, which they pretty much just document your music, and so you'll be able to, first of all, get money from, like, say for instance, somebody like an outside entity, like say for somebody plays that song, well, it has a number to it, so when it's played, you get paid. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it you're able to chart after that too. So if I drop my shit and I sell 10,000 copies, Sound Exchange will see it. People can see that I actually sold that many, units. And so that's really just it. Just is being legal about it. Because anybody, if you don't have any of that stuff, man, no one, it's not registered. It's not deemed professional, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
For lack of a better term, it's just not deemed professional, and you're just putting stuff out there.
You're not being recognized as being professional. None of those things.
Not being professional, and you don't get the units for it. So you can't say I sold to 1,000. Yeah, but there's no number behind that. Like nothing.
Where's the proof?
Lying for a week here,
Yeah, where's the proof?
Yeah, where's the proof? And then again, mostly it's just the legal stuff, because anybody can just take your shit after that.
True. And so just to catch everybody on, it's like he's like ASCAP is, I don't know the acronym for it, but it's basically kind of like a big thing for songwriters and musicians. They put all their stuff on their way so that it can be proved to be legitimate and get basically their money that they deserve for the stuff that he's playing.
Right.
And when he said DSP, folks, taking him off that, if you don't know, it stands for digital streaming platforms, I believe. Yes. Stuff like Spotify, iTunes, all right, taking them off of those platforms, because if you guys don't know, a lot of artists, if you guys don't know, you guys should know this, man. A lot of artists are not getting paid their right. I think even Snoop Dogg had like 1 billion streams, only got like 100,000, some far-fetched type of number they only got for it. I think it's
0.0003%, and you don't even get that shit when you drop. You get that shit 3 to 4 months later.
Yeah.
Hell no, that don't make no damn. It don't make no, like you're not gonna, as an up and coming artist, you're not gonna make any type of money unless one of your songs go viral.
Yeah, and I think it's such a serious issue right now. I think it even got taken to like the Supreme Court about raising it to a penny. I think a stream.
Yeah,
I think it's a penny, right? We value artists. We can't do 0.000. We'll just give you point.
We'll give you a penny.
We'll give you penny, Penny for your thoughts, anyone? Penny for your thoughts?
Bro, and the fact that we're fighting for literal pennies. We are fighting for literal pennies.
Yeah.
Just to be taken serious. That's I'm like, man, fuck these DSPs, man. I'm not about to sit there and let you niggas rob me. Hell no. So I'm gonna take my stuff. I'll take my little bit of money that I get from I see my artists make money off touring and shows they do. That's also a myth, but that's a long conversation. It really is. But yeah, man, I'll take my ducats that pays my bills. That's able to keep me, sustained on my own website. Now, if I'm not getting millions or thousands of views or plays, I don't care. I'll take the little hundreds. I'll take it, because that shows me, for one, I got real fans. I got people who actually want to come to my website and go purchase my music, not just stream it. They want to buy it. They want to buy my merch. They want to be a fan, or a super fan, as it's been deemed as. Yeah, bro. I'm not. Yeah, fuck them DSPs, man. Seriously. I'll say this.
Go for it.
Because I'm on streaming too, but as far as production wise, I produced a a fairly viral song for a YouTuber kid. No, I went viral. I'm being modest. It went
Gotcha.
viral.
You want to give a shout out, man? You want to give a shout out?
Yeah, shout out to Farhan. To the to King Farhan. He's look up if you want to, man. The song's called One Shot by Farhan. It's got about 50 plus million views on that bad boy. And when if you go to Spotify, it's pretty up there in the millions too, man. So I'll say that as a producer, because I negotiate 50% when it comes to shit like that. I'll take that money.
Hello.
I'll take that money. Because we actually got another YouTube. We got 2 YouTuber kids that we're about to drop some music for, man. So yeah, dog. That's another thing, man. Like artists don't know how to just not like. There's so many other ways to be successful in this music biz, and you don't always have to have your name in the forefront. And a lot of artists don't look at it that way. They always want to be that thing that everybody, I want to be the person that everybody looks at, yada yada. Bro, you missing out on money over here. You missing my money over there, bro. You just sticking to just trying to be an artist and not do anything else, man, is artist suicide, especially nowadays, man. You got to find ways to help yourself, man. And like, and then people end up finding out, oh, you a producer? Oh, you rap too? You know what I'm saying? You gotta go in it at that angle. So yeah, that's why, man. We keep coming on with these YouTuber kids, bro. I'll tell you, bro, it's lucrative money. That shit is lucrative.
Okay, hey, right. You basically, other people are just leaving money on the table, basically, by having that one-step mind. Then there's so many things that I want to address, and so I gotta see if I can remember them all. Hopefully, First thing is DSP, right? Would you? Because I feel like with the super fan, I think it's crucial for all of us to have super fans that want to go directly and support us. I think I'd rather have 35 loyal fans that are willing to pay $100 for whatever, right? Than having 1 million followers and none of them want to support, right?
Exactly.
But I also think it's good to still be on a DSP because then other people can find you that may not know who you are, right?
Right.
Do you have that mindset?
Yeah, they have. So look, I'll say this. I kind of have that mindset, but then again, I'll say this because Curtis has been like a real influential influence when it comes to like what's been happening in the DSP space.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, when it actually makes sense to do it, like say for instance, like you're like a Lil Russell.
Okay.
He has most of his stuff on his website on Even, and then on his website. But then he does have stuff on DSPs, but he doesn't put that stuff. He doesn't put that on DSPs until maybe like 6 months to a year later. That way he already has the buzz on the stuff, and if people who can't afford his music on his actual website, they'll just go over there and listen to the DSPs. But it came out already, so you're coming late into the game of listening to it. So in that aspect, and if you can do it that way, then sure, why not? I mean, again, don't leave money on the table. So I got you. I agree with it on that. And plus, like DSP, it has to make sense. Like I have to be in a situation to where I'm part of that big 3 conglomerate when it comes to Sony, Universal, and UMG. Like if I'm behind something like that, then yeah, it makes all the sense in the world to be DSPs. But then it makes even more sense to have it on your website, a la Kanye West.
Yep.
Kanye West, as much as people hate the guy is very smart when it comes to his business and how to move about it.
He's a genius. You can't knock it.
Genius.
No, you can't knock it. I think a lot of people hate on Kanye for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean?
True.
And speaking about being a rapper producer, how do you approach it differently when you're producing and then when you're rapping? How do you approach the things different, especially if you're, I guess, producing for other people or rapping with other people?
So if
I
I'm
respect
producing for other people, if I'm writing for other people, I literally take myself out of the equation. I just use my skill. I don't say, oh well, I would say it. No, I literally I will. So and a lot of times, especially if I'm doing reference for people, or they want me to make a beat that sounds like something, I'll just listen to whatever they tell me to listen to, and I'll do my best to recreate something around that. But yeah, I take myself completely out of it. And I think if you do that, you create, you're be able to create a lot more free. You don't, it doesn't, it takes no shit. It takes no time to write these kids songs. When I tell you, like, rewrote me and my boy Angel, Ace Sincere, shout out to Ace Sincere. Cause matter of fact, he's my partner when it comes to these, doing these YouTube things. We wrote 5 songs in one day. It just be that easy. Like made the beats in one day and made 5 beats and 5 songs in one day.
Dope. And that's just like ka-ching, ching, ching, ching.
Boy, man, I wish I could speak the numbers, man, but ka-ching.
Got you. Hey, you don't need to speak it. We just say, I believe you're doing all right. That's all I'm gonna say. I believe you're doing all right. Congratulations, actually, Eugene, for that. Because I'm a firm believer. I believe people get what they deserve. Going back, like I used to, when I was younger, I used to be like, man, like, why the fuck this person, But I believe that everybody, it kind of sounds negative, gets what they deserve, but I believe everybody, they get what they deserve because they worked for it or whatever. However, even if it was handed down to them, like, hey, that's what they deserve,
Mm-hmm.
Like, otherwise they wouldn't have it. It's kind of just that simple.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I want to congratulate you and your partner for being free by being an artist and being free, which I think is really hard. I think it's harder than people think it is. And I want to congratulate you for living a free life. I like to call it a free life.
Thank you, bro, man. Like everybody can get there, man. And I'm not saying that I'm not exactly where I would like to be, but being in this position now than I was 2 years ago. Oh man, I'm so glad I'm here now. And I even think my ex boss would be like, man, see, I told your ass if I fired you, you'd be all right.
I love that.
And the funny thing is too, man, my last boss, he was a cool guy, and was very supportive of my dream. And so I think he saw the writings on the wall. He knew I didn't want to be there. So I honestly think he did me a favor. You know what I'm saying? I really think he did me a favor. Yeah. He said, man, I'm gonna fire you, but I'm gonna give you unemployment too.
Oh man,
like, he hooked it up.
Low key, like, he probably saw something. He probably had more foresight and belief in you than you had in yourself, probably at the time.
He absolutely did, and I'm glad he did it, because all it did was bro. I'll tell you like this: he fired me 2 months after I found out I was about to have a kid.
Lovely.
So you just imagine, like, my mindset. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. But the dope thing about it is, my partner, she had just got let go, but she had already been building her business. She's a digital marketer, bro. She's like really, really good. That's how we kind of get this whole digital marketing space. Like, me and her, like, been doing this for a while, and like, she just took it a step further than I did. But yeah, so she thankfully she got into the digital marketing space, and like I said, shout out to my partner. She's she definitely held it down for me during that time, and boy, it was just the grind after, like, just the grind after that. Literally, like, I was doing video after video after video, just trying to get out there, trying to put my face out there. And the dope thing about it, like, during that COVID time, unfortunately, that was a real extremely unfortunate time. But it showed how much the industry, like the labels, were doing so much marketing for these artists. Yo, when I tell you, like, it put me on the same playing field as a lot of these major artists, because they did not know how to market.
We can't hear you. Yeah, we can't hear you, Eugene. Can you guys hear Eugene? Hey, Eugene, we can't hear you, my brother. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but I can't hear him. We see him, but we can't hear him. Yeah. You guys type in the chat if you guys can hear Eugene, if you can hear me. We're having issues hearing for some reason right now. You know what I mean? This is one of the difficulties with technology. Yeah. Nope. Can you hear me? Okay. We're going to make this work, folks. Pause. You know, we do it live, as they say. We do it live. You know, and sometimes that's what happens with the live. You know, things happen, but you know, we're here. We're dealing with it. We're going to make it work. We're going to figure it out. And you know, we're going to see what's going on, but hey, if you guys are just joining us, we are here live with Eugene O'Neil, a rapper, producer, singer out of Rialto, California, the Inland Empire. And we're going to keep on doing it. And, you know, if you guys are just joining, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. He's been talking to us about everything that's been going on. And so we're going to see how everything works. And we're going to just gonna keep on moving and keep on running. And hopefully everything is good. You know what I mean? And we're going to keep on doing these things here. And like I said, we are here with Eugene, and hopefully we can get everything fixed with everything. We were going, and then technology. If you guys didn't know, we're here with the Empire, and we're here growing, living,
That was wild.
doing it.
That was wild.
Is Eugene back?
Eugene's back.
Eugene's back. We got him back, folks. We got him back.
That was wild. I've never experienced that on StreamYards. Like, I've never experienced that. That's wild.
Yeah, I think the phone call kind of messed everything up when it came through. I think it just kind of shattered everything.
Man, I apologize, man. Goddamn, how do I? My bad, bro. That's
yeah. I think you could put it on airplane mode, and so that way it doesn't come in.
It won't mess up our.
Yeah, if you put it on airplane mode, it should restrict all phone calls from coming in.
Got you. I had no idea. Yeah. I'll do that right now. Give me 1 second.
Got you. But yeah, he was in the middle of something big, folks, and he was going. He was going deep in him, and we're like, oh man, we can't hear anything he's saying. You know. And I think maybe we shouldn't have told him to go on airplane mode, because I think we.
There we go.
Gotcha. Yeah, and so he was telling us this whole story, and we weren't able to hear anything of it, so we might have to go back to it.
Oh man,
yeah, we didn't hear any of it, bro. We didn't hear any of it.
Shit. All right, where did I pause at? I guess.
Shit. I'm trying to think where we last talked about, because I kind of went for a brain fart myself. I'm on a brain fart mode.
Oh man, we were in some good. I think we were talking about DSPs. Oh yeah, DSP. My bad. So like I was saying, yeah, I'm the reason why I have it on my website, man, is because like, man, now, bro, like it's gonna. I think I said it's gonna get me to that to that 3 months and not of shutting off and playing video games, man. Like, so that's why I'm doing the direct to consumer thing.
Gotcha. I think I know what we're talking about. I think we're talking about being a producer and an art and
oh shit.
That's what I think we were on.
Yeah,
writing for the people, right?
Yeah, okay,
right?
Yeah, writing for other people. Yeah, like I said, I so to go back to what I was talking about the YouTube thing, right?
Yeah, and the ka-ching. Man, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I know where we at. Okay,
Are
cool.
we on point? Okay.
We on point now. Yeah, we on
Okay.
point, brother. Damn, yeah, all that went out. Jesus Christ. So like I said, it's writing for other people, man. Like you take yourself out of the situation. At least for me, it just makes it easier to be able to write for other people. Especially like again, writing for like pop stars. That's really really easy. It's not really much to it for me. And making like Jesus Christ, like making pop music is not very hard. Just for me, like it's so like kind of rudimentary, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying like it's not intricate because it is, but just for me, it's like they're kind of everything's repetitive. A lot of things are 4 on the floor, meaning like it's one drum pattern.
Yeah, that's an old jazz term.
Yeah,
4 on the floor.
4 on the floor. Yeah, so it's very very just singular, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But when you start to get into like like K-pop, kind of the same thing, but they get a little more intricate, and plus like 30 of them usually in one group.
Wow. Do you write for K-pop artists? You write for K-pop artists?
No.
Okay.
No. I know I have friends who do K-pop though.
Got you.
And I've seen the stuff that they do is like I said, it's not hard, but when it gets to like having to write for a gang of band members, I believe that's where it starts to get a little tricky.
That part. You know, Eugene, I wanted to ask you, since you mix and produce and do studio stuff, I remember, I'm not sure if it was Dre, but I know a famous producer, was saying that he likes to go into a car and listen to his mixes in cars to see how it sounds in a car as opposed to actual studio. What's your thoughts on that type of situation?
Yeah, that's OG mixing, man, and that's people everybody still does it to this day. It's so the purpose behind that is because everybody's assuming the music is going to be on the radio. So that's the purpose is to play it in there and see what it sounds like in the car, because that's where normally people take in music. So even now, like I'll even get it down to like I'll play it on my phone and see what it sounds like compared to another song, just to see like that the mixes are the same. Once you get there, man, once it's there, you got an on point record.
Got you. And and speaking of cars, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're a car enthusiast.
I am.
Are you still have a dream, or do you have a dream of actually end up owning like a mechanic shop or a body shop in the future?
Yes, that is actually my dream, is to own a mechanic shop. 100%. I want to. So my thing is, look. So these have been a couple of my ideas, patent pending. No, I'm playing.
Okay. Yeah, patent pending.
No, one of my ideas.
Talking about it now. It's recording.
Yeah, one of my ideas was buying a mechanic shop, and then like letting people come in there and use the bays and work on their own cars for kind of like a barbershop. People have like the booths, and they'll go in there, like everybody's an independent contractor, and so but they have their own booth and they're working in a building. So that's kind of that's my vision. My dream is to do something like that, because I want to help people. Like not everybody has the space to be able to work on their cars. That's me for sure. Like I'm very much a do-it-yourselfer. Like I haven't gone to an actual mechanic in years, just because I know how to do every damn thing, and I want to learn how to do it. And I've always been like, damn, I wish I can go to like a garage somewhere and just park it and I can work on it myself. I even like pay like a garage fee or whatever, just to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like shit like that. So that's a major dream of mine.
That's dope. And I think everything starts with a dream, right?
Yeah.
It becomes forward. And I was actually finished reading this book called Black People Invented Everything. And I was looking at a lot of the Black American inventors, and a lot of the inventions that they made, or most Black American inventions, happened like in the late 1800s. And it started with a dream, right? And they created it, and they had less resources than we do now, but I don't want to go down that road. But I definitely I asked this to a lot of artists, and I have to ask this to you because it's coming to me. What's your thoughts on signing to a major record label?
It got to make sense. Signing just to sign, don't do it. Even though they stopped doing the 360 deals, they still do 360 deals.
Yeah.
And those were stupid in the beginning, man. They were just taking kids who never had money in their life, didn't know anything about it, didn't know anything about contracts. Their parents didn't know. So they had nobody that had zero guidance, and these labels are just sharks trying to find anything that was hot and grab these kids, take them for all they got, and then sign them to a long-term deal to where they can never get out of it, because they're always shelving projects. That's another thing too, man. Like, a lot of these labels will have people who aren't in the music business. They just are in it, but they just graduated from that position. So like business people will go in there and want to be a manager, a music manager, but has never done a lick of music they in their whole life. But that person is managing this artist over here, trying to tell them, what to do. A&Rs, another thing. A&Rs are probably the worst thing in the world, because most of these people are failed artists who couldn't get shit off the ground. And a lot of them have never, aren't musicians, none of them like that. So they think they know what they're talking about with these artists, and they just fuck them up. I'm not a big fan of major labels. Like, the major label has to come to me with a lucrative deal, and I have to be able to I have to own everything. Like, I don't want to be signed under you. I want a partnership. I don't want to be signed to. A partnership is different. And I'll take a partnership with a label. I think that's what Drake does, but I'm not sure. So I'll take a partnership with a label, yeah, and we can do things that way. I don't need your studio time, because I'm an engineer. I have my own studio. I don't need your music videos, because I have a videographer. I can do it my damn self. I know how to edit. I don't need none of that. I don't need you to put me on tour. I can book my own tours. I can find my own venues and do that. Hell, I could just perform in my own house and do live streams there. So there's nothing that I would need you for in that aspect, other than just you're a larger machine, and you might be able to get me to bigger places, like to different ears in different countries and shit like that. That would be the benefit of being being a partner to a label instead of being signed is the thing that you should do. Yeah, that's a very rare occasion. So to answer the question, brother, being signed to a label, no, don't do it. I don't think that makes any sense, especially in today's era, in today's time where you can do everything your damn self, literally everything.
True. What to being a partner with the label? What sounds good to you, like number wise, like financial wise, and what you get out of it? What would sound good to you personally, Eugene, for a partnership with like Universal?
Money wise,
like everything, money wise, what you get out of the contract. What would sound good to you?
I would. So say I honestly would probably do like a per album deal. I don't want to be stuck into a multiple album deal. It'd be a per album deal, and the only thing that only advance that I would take would be like a marketing advance. That'd be the only thing. But I don't want the rest of that shit. Y'all can have it, because you're not about to hold me for all that money. And I definitely negotiate the streaming fees too, man. As far as like what they get and what I get, that would be more ideal for me. I don't know, like I don't want to ask for a loan from no big ass company, man, and knowing I won't be able to pay that shit off in my lifetime, Yeah,
100%. That just comes with wisdom, right? That just comes with wisdom.
It comes with wisdom, man. I was signed to a promotional deal before with Universal when I was with Aces Wild. So it's not like, and they didn't really do much for me. You know what I'm saying? I'll say it like this, like my Twitter and shit was popping.
Okay.
when they first, signed us and they, put us out there and stuff like that. But we were just on the back burner to obviously everybody else.
Yeah. You weren't that
and all they
important.
were doing was just promoting us, pushing us out there, or excuse me, publishing deal, not a publishing deal. So they were just pushing us out there, getting us into magazines, getting us on radio, shit like that, man. But other than that, it wasn't nothing special. But we could have did that shit ourselves.
It wasn't worth it.
No, it wasn't worth it. No.
Got you. Eugene, a lot of people know you as an artist, right? And a little bit now as a father. But what's something that most people don't know about you, even close people? What's something that people don't know about you? And it could be anything.
Oh, people don't know about me? I don't know, bro. I'm pretty much an open book. I mean, I'm goofy as shit. But that's like my closest people would know that. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm open, man. I don't have any things that people don't know about me. And I think that's kind of the beauty about like who I am, and in like social media, because I really do be showing myself like who I really am all the time. I don't have anything to hide or stuff like that, man. I'm what you see is what you get, pretty much. And this is me 100% of the time, all the time. I can't quite think of anything. Oh, I could draw. I don't know if people knew that. I draw. Yeah, I was like really into, especially as a kid, like all these art institutes. Yeah, so when I was like 14 years old, I was supposed to go to the art institute. Yeah, and my dad, man, he was just, I don't know, either being protective of me or just didn't want to take me to the school or whatever. But yeah, we had to do. I guess when the recruiters came over, they give you like this little pamphlet, and like you have to draw. You have to draw what they ask you, and then like draw one of the things that you just comes to your mind. So one of the first things is I remember, like you have to draw. There was this house portrait, and you have to like kind of just mimic and draw it or whatever. And I'm really good at like looking at stuff and just drawing it back. So killed that, and then like my very next one, like I was like really into drawing Looney Tunes characters at that time. So and Taz and Bugs Bunny were my favorite things to draw because I was learning how to draw them so much that it just came natural for me. So yeah, like the dude saw it and wanted me to come to school. I remember the guy kept calling my dad like every single day, like, man, we want your son to come to school. Yada yada yada. Just and I was doing a lot at the time, man, playing basketball and football at the time and running track. So it was I don't know, probably just too much shit for me to do.
Awesome, bro. It immediately made me think of Nicholas Gray again, because I know Nicholas Gray is also artist, producer, and draws. So it's like, look at these guys over here drawing.
He's far beyond what I can do, man. I'm just a doodler when it comes to him. Versus him, I'm just a doodler.
I just doodle.
Hey, I just doodle. That's it, bro. That brother is, again, a genius.
Shout out to that, man. Eugene, I want to thank you so much for being on the Empire, man. Can you please tell us some of the current projects that you're working on that's going on with you in your life today?
Absolutely. Well, first off, I'll start off with the ones that I started off this year. So shout out to Curtis King. Well, Storm Symphony was the first project that that he had me on, which has Sunshine on it. And then again on his extended warranty project, I'm on there twice. And my own project is coming out in May 23rd. It's called the Middle Class Flunkie Volume 3. Again, it drops May 3rd. It's going to be one of my best projects up to date, in my opinion. Also, I have an artist that I work with. Her name is Pretty Black. We're working on her album. It should drop, I think, sometime in June. It's called Pretty Black Summer. So I'm excited for that. I produced everything on it. That one right there, man. Her lyricism is like Kendrick Lamar. She's bars on bars on bars, and she's not one of them females who, she's not what the music is out right now. This woman is like raw digger, no bullshit. She really getting that ass when it comes to rapping. Okay. Yeah, so those are the projects that's I'm currently working on, or have done, or currently working on right now.
Cool. And it's dropping during summer, and it's called Black Pretty Summer?
Pretty Black Summer. Her name is Pretty Black, but it's called Pretty Black Summer.
That's perfect timing too. That's super dope. That's super dope. Oh man, super excited! And you got a tour coming up too, right?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, and I have a tour coming up. It actually starts on the 27th of this month, which is this Saturday. It'll be in San Diego. Again, I can't remember the damn name of the damn place. Again, I apologize, y'all. I'll be smoking weed a lot, so memory be gone.
Yeah, and we have the links to like his Instagram, which is in the description, that can get you there to find out more of what's going on with his stuff. And you guys can find out exactly where the tour dates are, right? Like where you'll be and when you'll be.
Exactly. I have all the tour dates on there as well.
How long is actually the tour going to be?
It's like I said, it's going to be from a little over a month. So it starts on the 27th and ends on the 2nd of June.
Cool. And, I guess it's just the beginning, eventually you'll probably be doing like a tour from California to Texas eventually type of thing. And it'll just get bigger and bigger.
My next tour, man, I would love for it to be a cross country tour or out of the state, out of the country tour. Those are my two things that I'm working on currently.
I like that. I can't wait to see it. It's happening. It starts with a dream and then the actions.
Absolutely. I think we're already there.
I love it. I can't wait to see it, man. Can't wait to be there actually seeing it. Either way, being there physically and seeing it or seeing it happen in life.
In live, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Can't wait to see. Eugene, I want to thank you again, man, for being on the Empire. Bro, let's say 100 years pass by, 200 years pass by, half a millennia, which is 500 years. Mm-hmm. Let's say it passes by, man. What would you like your empire to look like, whether it's music, producing, family, community work? What would you like your empire to look like 500 years from now?
Well, first of all, I would love my empire to even be remembered in 500 years. And if that's the case, I would love for my empire to have been known to be a solid, strong foundation for just being a human, man, just loving life and understanding I was here to help people, and I made sure my family was here to do the same thing. So yeah, that's really just what it is, man. Like my legacy is just hopefully that people understood who I was. Loving, caring person who just really wanted the best for out of everything. Yeah, that's really it, man.
I love that, man. I love that. I love it. And I ask that question to everybody, and I think it's really important because, number one, I don't think many people think about it. Mm-hmm. And then number two, when I mention the name Shakespeare, you know who that is. Mm-hmm. I mentioned the name Beethoven. Mm-hmm. You may not know the music, but you may know who it is, right?
Right.
If I say Julius Caesar, we know who these people are. These people have been dead for over 200 years, but we know who they are. And so, more or less, I'd like to hear what people think. And I think we all, especially now, I consider myself a documentarian. I'm not sure if it's a real word, but I call myself that, a documentarian, because right now we are documenting your life.
Yes, absolutely.
We're documenting who you are in this point in time on I was gonna say 422 2024. We're documenting where you are in life and stuff like that. And so I want to thank you again for being on. I want to thank everybody who's watching and listening. If this is your first time, please like and subscribe, all that good jazz. Eugene, can you please tell everybody how they can find you, support you, collaborate with you, hire you? Can you please let everybody know how they can do that, man?
Absolutely. On all my social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, I go by Eugene _O'Neil _. If you can't find me there, find me at EugeneO'NeilBeats.com. All of my stuff is there. Even links to, if you want to listen to me on DSPs, they're also on there as well. I encourage the direct to consumer though, you know what I'm saying? Because your boy got to pay bills. But definitely, if you want to find me there, find me basically EugeneO'NeilBeats.com. That's where I'd rather you go.
Yeah, go to EugeneO'NeilBeats.com, you guys, if you guys need to find him, right? I know for sure the Instagram one right now is in the link, so you guys can connect that way for sure. And we'll definitely put the Eugene O'Neil beats.com in there as well, so you guys can go directly to him, right, and support him. Don't let no one cut anything off the top. You know, someone always got to get something from the top, right?
That part, man. That part, man. Just and like just understand understand it this way, man. Like as artists, as entrepreneurs, our goal is to gather as many people who want to fuck with us and keep them there. And so I believe that's what I'm trying to do, and I think that's what everybody should want to do. Like, you want to have actual people who fuck with you and not just fly by night folks. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And that goes here for this platform as well with the Empire. Like,
absolutely,
we want people who fuck with us and who want to support us, right? Like, this is also a business as well, and it's a lot harder, especially when people are flooded with other things. And oh, we have Drake as a guest and blah blah blah, and I'm in the bed with Drake and blah blah blah. And anyway, I won't go on that view, but about having people who seriously support us and want to support our work, it really means a lot to us. I can speak for myself. Like, it really means a lot, right? Like, we definitely appreciate the views and the likes and the shares, but cashbacks really do everything, right? Greenbacks, as they call them, really make the world go round, right? But I appreciate for myself, I appreciate all forms of support, but definitely greenbacks actually, it's like, okay, I can do something with this.
Yeah, I can do something with it. And I can continue to give you guys content that you want. I can give you the type of content that you want.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, this isn't just for me, this is for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's this whole thing. So again, I think just like you, man, I think everybody who comes to the website, who purchases, who listens, I think every last one of them.
Big facts. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you guys for joining. We learned a lot today from Eugene O'Neil. We learned how he came and from the 60s hood to Rialto, California, how he changed his name from Ominous to Eugene because it just wasn't gelling right. How, he worked with YouTubers, producing for YouTubers and getting different things out. How his newest album that's coming out, Volume 3 is going to be his best work, but he couldn't share the artists that were going to be on with us, which is, it's okay. Sometimes you can't get everything, folks. You can't get everything, but that's why you got to just stay tuned and follow and see who's on there. You never know, and we learned so much about how he also creates his albums and stuff in colors. Like, he sees colors and creates and shapes things around colors. And this latest one is going to be like an orange color. We learned a lot from the gentleman today. And I want to thank all you guys for listening and tuning in. I want to thank Eugene. If you guys didn't know, my name is Antonio Lee Miles. I'm the host. This is The Empire Podcast, or The Empire. I don't really like the term podcast, but blah, blah, blah. Different story. Please like the video if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel. We have other amazing guests coming on where we like to do interesting interviews with interesting people. If you want to support us, we have a Cash App, which is $THEE Empire Podcast. We also have Venmo and PayPal, which is in the description, in the link. Links are in the description. Let me see. I think other than that, is there anything else you want to share with the folks, Eugene?
If you're a creator and you really want to get into this space, man, do it. Create fearlessly, man. Don't worry about outside noise. That's you, and you'll get to your goal. So if you want to create, get out there and do it today. Don't mess around, because you're gonna hate if you don't create today, you're gonna hate yourself tomorrow.
That part. Put that on a shirt. Put that on a shirt, bro.
That part. I know I should, huh?
Yeah, write that down and put that on the shirt. And before we get out of here, it just reminded me because I was watching an interview with Family Guy cast. They had their 25th anniversary. Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, like, I guess it can tell us our age. I was like, wow, it's been out for 25 years? No way. And Seth MacFarlane started it when he was 24. Right? Wow. Yes. Right. He said he's never written for anything, never tried anything, but he just went for it. So just to double down on what Eugene was saying is like, if you have an idea, go for it now, because then you can enjoy the greatness of it longer, as opposed to like, man, I only went for a vision I did when I was 50, and now I can only enjoy it for like a year or 10 years, as opposed to 25 years and still be under 50.
Right.
So I want to just double down on what Eugene was saying. But other than that, you guys, I want to thank you guys all for being on the Empire, watching it. I want to thank Eugene O'Neil again. And other than that, we'll catch you guys all in the next episode.
Have a good one. Appreciate you, Antonio.
Appreciate you too, man. Peace, y'all.